What's going on, guys? Welcome to this episode of Odds and Ends. It's actually been a while since we've done a console teardown, but I recently picked up this Pokemon Game Boy Color at a garage sale for just $2. It is going to require a cleaning, and that's why we're here today. We're going to take this thing apart, clean it out, put it back together, and make sure that she works okay. Stick around. Okay, here we go. Here is our Game Boy Color. Now, this will be weird with the lighting because if you look at this thing, it's silver, and then if you turn it a certain way, it becomes like a gold color. So there may be some shadowing and some light issues coming off of this thing because it is reflective. Before we get started, always have a set of precision screwdrivers. Those are always helpful, and a tri-wing screwdriver. You can get these pretty cheap on eBay. I think this one was like $3 or $4 delivered. And you will definitely need that to take this bad boy apart. So first thing we want to do is we're going to turn this over. See, it does not come with the original battery pack. Just take the battery pack off. And we can see that there is some corrosion in the battery compartment. Not good. Easiest thing, 6 screws. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. We use a tri-wing screwdriver and we will get those out. Okay, once those screws have been taken out, the back of this just should pop right off. Unless you got like really grime and crusty in there. But the back should just pop right off. Now, unlike the original Game Boy had a piece of board soldered on this side. Not soldered, but screwed into this side. And a piece of board screwed into this side. But the Game Boy Color, they reworked it. They made some revisions. And actually just made this part able to pop off. Now there is some shielding here. You can take these 4 screws out if you want to do a deep cleaning of the entire console. Also, these contacts in here, you can actually, there is a pinhole right here. You can actually pop that out and you can wash out that entire back area, which is what we're going to try and do a little later. So, but we don't need this. We're not going to take that shielding off, but we'll set that aside. Looking at the main board, which is what we're going to take off next, there are a set of screws on there. There are 1, 2, 3. Is that it? Just 3? Just 3 on there? 1, 2, and 3? Yep, that looks like it. So let's get those off. All right, so we've taken those 3 screws out. We also want to make sure we can grab this right here. This is the power slider. We're going to wash that, so we'll put that in the bin there. And then this infrared shield right here, this piece of plastic, that actually comes off. Here's where people start to get into a little bit of trouble. This board will actually come right out of there. But as you can see, it's attached via a ribbon. Now, most people remember from the Game Boy, if you just pinch on the sides of this and you work it back and forth, this ribbon will come out. Don't do that. Will it work? Yes, but don't do that. You can see right here at the top, there are 2 little tabs right here. Those tabs, when you pull them up, like so, right here and right here, will release this ribbon cable. So you actually don't even have to, work it back and forth to get it out of there. It will just come out on its own, just like that. Just slides right in there. And then when you, just like that. So now we've separated the board from the front casing. And all we need to do on the board is clean the contacts, here and here where the buttons go. And then I just do a surface cleaning with rubbing alcohol and Q-tips, go over everything. Clean any corrosion off of the posts here, which looks pretty good. Now, if you open this up and you see a bunch of blue spots on the board, the battery inside probably burst, and there's now battery acid burning a hole through your board. Here's a time if you want to clean out the cartridge slot, which is right here. You can clean out the cartridge slot. I also take a Q-tip with rubbing alcohol and I go over all these chips and the board. I clean out the insides of these little side ports and all of that. But now we are done with that. Slide that over there. Disassembly for the buttons is pretty easy. Just turn it over and poke those guys out, and they should come out. If not, grab these rubber pieces and they should come out then. Here we go. We've got the buttons out. Now the screen is a little bit more difficult. Sometimes you can pull up on this if it's been taken apart or if it's loose, and it'll come right out. Another time you'll have to kind of do the ice tray with it and crack the ice tray to get the screen out, push it out, and it should just come right out. So to get the screen out, it actually needed a little extra assistance. We just took the a small flathead screwdriver. That's why we always keep a set of them around. Right down in here, you'll see that they left some space right there. You can actually just pop the screen right out. And there it is. So if you need to do a screen replacement or a screen cover replacement, this part right here, that is how you do that. You can clean out like all this junk and garbage in there. You don't want that to float into this area and cover your view of those awesome Game Boy Color games that you're going to be playing. But that is it. That is a full disassembly, you know, minus the infrared thing and taking the posts out right there. So let's get her back together. Pretty easy. Okay, so real quick, we'll just put the screen back in. We put the buttons in. If you guys haven't dealt with Nintendo products before, they make these buttons. They only go in a certain way. You can see this cutout on the D-pad only fits on this notch. You couldn't put it in there any other way. So they make it really easy to take this stuff apart and put it together. And then we will add the rubberized parts to the back. We'll bring the board back into play. Now, with the board, what you want to do is you want to put the speaker in first. Make sure the speaker goes in first, and then everything else should fall in line. When I do my cleanings of these, I make sure I hit these rails real hard. That's sort of my main area. Yeah, everything's going good. We'll get the ribbon back in the slot. Get in your slot, ribbon. There we go. And then don't forget to push these tabs down. And that will lock the ribbon in place, which is awesome. We'll get the 3 screws in the back. All right, so we put our 3 Phillips head screws back in. Boom, boom, and there. And then don't forget to put your power switch back in. It should just kind of slide right into place. Make that nice little clicky sound that it makes. And then the last part of the process, take our back cover, put it on there, get our 6 screws in there. Now, if this power switch is not in the right spot, if it is up there and it doesn't match, that should be okay. It should go together. It's not like the original Game Boy where this had to be exactly in the right spot. Get our 6 screws back in and we will see if this bad boy works. Okay, so here we go. We got everything back together. We got some batteries in there. Got our replacement battery cover on there. Miss Pac-Man Special Color Edition. Slide that in there. And then I always do this with the Game Boy Color, man. Because the power switch on the original Game Boy was on the top, but it's on the side here. See little Pikachu's cheek lights up, which is awesome. And there we go. Game Boy Color works great. Got Pac-Man and Super Pac-Man or something on there, so very cool. I can already see that there's something on the inside of the screen right there, so I'm going to have to take this bad boy apart and make sure I clean that off of there. But anyway, guys, that is going to do it. Thank you so much for tuning in. That's how you take down a Game Boy Color. It's pretty standard stuff. So good luck with yours, and we will see you on the next one.